Hey, mamas, it's your girl Carrie, and welcome back to another episode of Mom Life, Career Life. Today's episode is honestly one that's been on my heart for a little bit lately, and it's one that I think so many of us working moms just really need right now because life just feels really fast lately, like really fast, especially over the past year and a half. And I've honestly felt like I've been living in survival mode a lot of the time between personal things in life happening, a super stressful corporate job, all the emotions that come with senior year and getting ready to send my baby off to college, which is just still surreal to me. It's bittersweet at this point because I'm really so excited just watching her at the end of the senior year, spreading her wings and doing such fun things and just experiencing life. I'm so excited for her, but I am so sad for myself. And I can't talk about it anymore because I won't get through this episode. But my anxiety and my cortisol levels have honestly been through the roof. And lately, I've been reflecting so much on life, how fast it's moving, how I really just want life to feel in the season, and how I don't want to be so busy managing life and all the things on my plate that I actually miss living in, especially when I only have Ashley for a couple of more months, even though I know she'll be home for the holidays and for the summer. But not having the family dynamic of my three babies under my roof is hard to do. But today, we're talking about slowing down, simplifying life, protecting your peace, and creating more space for what actually matters. And honestly, this conversation ties perfectly into boundaries because that is one of the biggest things that's helping me survive in this season is learning how to protect my time, my peace, my energy, and especially my priorities. And if you need help in that space too, I want you to go grab my Boundaries Made Simple guide. It is in the show notes. It will help you create boundaries at work, with your family, with your schedule, with your mental load, or the feeling that everyone has access to you all of the time. It's filled with simple mindset shifts, practical boundary scripts that you can use, and just small changes that are going to make a huge difference in your stress level and in your work life balance. So go grab your copy. The link is in the show notes. Are you feeling overwhelmed trying to juggle all the many hats you wear as a working mom? Do you want more quality time with your family without distraction of work, time alone to take care of yourself and your needs? Welcome to Mom Wife Career Life. I'm Carrie, a wife, a mom of three, and a recovering perfectionist. In this podcast, I will teach you how to create balance in your life by implementing healthy habits, organizing your home and your schedule, being so intentional with your time and in your relationships, and most importantly, how to start putting your needs first because no one can pour from an empty cup. Grab that second cup of coffee, or if you're anything like me, your third. It's time to dive into today's episode of Mom Wife Career Life. So if you've been listening week to week, then you already know this past year and a half has honestly felt completely overwhelming for me, like survival mode overwhelming. And I know that so many of you are probably in the same space. Maybe we don't have the same problems. Maybe we don't have the same challenges. Maybe your overwhelm looks completely different than mine right now. But I think so many of us are walking around carrying the mental load of everyone and everything around us while trying to hold it together for ourselves. And over the past year, I've really been trying to get myself back to a healthier place mentally, emotionally, and physically. I'm eating healthier. I'm getting outside more. I'm going for more walks. And this morning, for the first time in almost a year, I finally got back to doing yoga. And honestly, I forgot how much I needed it because somewhere between being stressed and the hormones and the perimenopause and the life and the work and the body aches and the exhaustion, I slowly stopped doing some of the things that helped me feel like myself. I actually had a doctor's appointment recently to check in on my anxiety, something that understandably has seriously spiked in the past year. And there's one thing he said to me that really stuck. He reminded me about the toolbox that I've already built for myself. He started listing all the things that I've told him over the years that have helped me: the walking, the yoga, the fresh air, the meditating, the eating healthier, the having the connections and the movements and the boundaries. And he reminded me that those things are my medicine. So when I'm not doing them, of course I'm not going to feel right. And honestly, sometimes they're better medicine than any pill could ever be. And that really hit me because he was so right. Life got overwhelming and I stopped doing some of the very things that help ground me. And honestly, this podcast has become part of my toolbox too. I actually go back and listen to my own episodes, not because I think I have life all figured out or because I think I'm some expert that never struggles, that's perfect, because I remind you all the time, I am not perfect. I'm a mom just like you are. I have challenges in this life just like everybody else. A lot of the times I need those reminders too. We all fall back into bad habits a lot of times. We forget what works when life just gets so crazy. And hearing myself talk about boundaries, about slowing down, about simplifying life, about being so intentional and protecting my peace and creating systems, it brings me back to why I created those systems in the first place. And sometimes hearing my own voice helps me remember the mindset I was in when I recorded that episode, what I was trying to work through, what I needed at that time, and what making those changes did for my life. And honestly, it helps so much because I truly practice what I preach here every week. I do the mindset challenges with you. I work on the habits with you. I use the systems and the tips that I share every week. And I think that's important to say because sometimes when you listen to podcasts or you follow people online, it can feel like they've mastered everything. And while I do have a lot figured out, I have a lot of life experiences and lessons learned, and I want to share them all with you because I don't want you to make the same mistakes or have to go through life harder than you need to. But again, I am in no way perfect and I struggle too. And so do those that you follow on social media. They just don't show that side of themselves, which is probably why this podcast has resonated with so many working moms over the years because this isn't perfection, it's real life. And I'm going to be honest, slowing down this year has also made me really sad sometimes because I've had to pull back from the parts of my dream that light me up so much outside of my family. I pretty much paused all of my coaching work this year except for this podcast. And even this podcast, I intentionally gave myself a lighter load. I was going to take a pause, but I decided to create the Declutter Your Life series. And I reshared some of my favorite throwback episodes on decluttering your closet, your home, your computer files, your mind, your schedule, because simplifying life has resonated with me so deeply lately. And hopefully those episodes help motivate you to simplify your life too. But the main reason I repurposed my old episodes, it was because it gave me breathing room to catch up on life and be really intentional about being present in the moment. And I've realized something really important through all of this. Just because you slow down in a season doesn't mean you're giving up on the dream. Sometimes slowing down is what protects the dream because it protects you. And honestly, a huge reason I've been making all these changes is because life suddenly feels like it's flying by at lightning speed. It always felt like it was going fast, but this senior year for Ashley, I feel like I blanked and she's graduating in 3 weeks and leaving for college in a few months. And I found myself reflecting on everything, how I show up as a mom, how I model life for my kids. Am I supporting them or am I fixing too much for them? And honestly, that's an area that I'm actively trying to work on right now because as moms, we naturally want to jump in and help all the time, but our kids need opportunities to problem solve too. We can't fix everything for them, even if we want to, even if we can. And Ash is definitely getting a crash course in figuring things out on her own lately. It's been a little bumpy at times, but I know that it's going to help her prepare for what's next because mom is not going to be there in college to fix everything. So I've intentionally cut back in a lot of the areas and I focus more on the connection and the quality time instead. With Ash, we've been mapping out little cafes to try together and going on our coffee dates because that's something we love to do together. And I'm taking a mother-daughter mini trip with her to Dominican Republic before she leaves for college. And I'm so excited for that time together with Kaylee. We connect through art. Our newest obsession is making those doodles that almost look like optical illusions with swirls and shadings and colors. And we absolutely love it. She's my artsy one. Ashley's actually really artsy too, but Kaylee is the one I do my arts and crafts with. And Michael, we play basketball almost every single day. Well, technically, we play horse because this a 40-year-old body is not running full court basketball. But I love every second of it. And I've made time with Russ a priority too. We've been sticking to monthly date nights and we just went on an adult trip to Vegas with some college friends, which was so much fun, minus the emergency landing on the way there, which we ended up being completely fine, but it was absolutely terrifying. And honestly, I still don't know how I got myself back on a plane after that. It happened on the way there. That's probably why if it happened on the way home, I would never be getting on a plane again. But one of my favorite things with Ross is just honestly been going on our walks together. I walk him to the train the 3 days a week that he works in the city. And now that the weather's nicer, we've been taking walks in the evening too. And I just love it. And if you have little kids now, please soak up the time and take those family walks. I really miss those days. And it feels like yesterday that we used to just go for walks as a family at night and go to the park. But now it's even hard to get 5 of us in the same room these days because everyone's just always so busy. Life gets so busy. So slow down and enjoy those moments. And another thing that's really had me so emotional lately is realizing how much our little traditions really matter, especially the birthday traditions. And honestly, I totally blame COVID for this one because during my isolations, moms like me were trying so hard to make our kids feel so special when they couldn't celebrate their birthdays. And They couldn't see their friends. And even Kaylee, like I just remember it being her 10th birthday. And I went really big for Ashley's 10th birthday. She had this big sleepover party. And then for Kaylee, like she couldn't even get close to her friends without a mask. So I started doing birthday mornings really big to try to make them feel special. And we did the car parades with the signs and the honking and the balloons everywhere. And I started decorating my dining room so the kids would wake up in the morning and just feel absolutely celebrated and loved. And somehow over the years, my balloon skills have completely escalated. And now I somehow create these balloon arches with the theme every year. And I can't stop at this point because the kids love it so much and it's become a tradition. And I know if they wake up one day and they don't have it, they're going to be sad because it's something that they really look forward to. And I love doing it. And the theme is a surprise. So every year I have to create this balloon arch the day before their birthday and try to find somewhere in the house to hide it without them seeing it because I just love seeing their faces in the birthday morning coming down and seeing what their theme is. And it just lights me up to do it. And now Kaylee is turning 16 in 2 weeks. So I have to go a little bigger for that one because it's a big birthday. And Michael's actually turning 13. So I have to do the same for him. And Ashley's going to be 18 this year, but I'm not even going to think about it because she's going to be away at college for it. I'm almost like, can I just show up to her dorm room with birthday balloons? But we'll see how college life goes. I don't want to completely embarrass her. But all of those moments lately, the birthdays, the coffee dates, the walks, the basketball games, the vacation, the traditions, they've all been making me realize just how fast life is just flying by, which brings me to this morning. The whole house was asleep and I was sitting with my planner and my laptop trying to just plan everything out and look at what's coming up over the next few weeks, what I have to prep for. Russ took Michael camping this weekend and I stayed home with every intention of catching up on everything with life, power wash the backyard, planting flowers, mulching, just cleaning up outside and all the things because honestly, having a peaceful outdoor space just makes me so happy. It's like having my house decluttered, having outside just looking nice and pretty, just lights me up. I feel bad because the boys did want me to go camping, but it's like deep in the woods camping, like no bathroom and bugs everywhere. And I totally wish I was that girl. I really do, but I'm not. And honestly, my body hurts just thinking about sleeping on the ground, even though I think they do sleep on cots, but still, I want my own bed, I want my own warmth, and I want my own toilet. But while I was sitting there planning everything out, I looked at our upcoming weeks and suddenly my anxiety started to climb between the prom, the senior awards, college orientation, Kaylee turning 16 and doing something special for her, another prom because Ashley's going to two, the trip to Dominican Republic, her graduation, then Michael's birthday, the big charity event I run the volunteers for every year, and small plug for Donate 8 and Live on New York. If you're not an organ donor already, I encourage you to sign up from a family who was absolutely blessed by a donor. By signing up to be a donor, you are giving the ultimate gift for a family. And I cannot put into words how much we appreciate our donor family. But yeah, all of those things on my calendar and then the work and the life and everything, it's all good things and beautiful things, things that I want to enjoy. But I caught myself wondering, how do I keep all the balls in the air without missing all these moments themselves? Which if you haven't listened to my glass ball episode about how to keep those balls in the air, check it out. It's episode 238, and I will link it in the show notes. Because honestly, what's the point of creating these beautiful memories if you're too stressed to actually enjoy them? And I know so many of you probably are feeling the exact same way. We might have different stresses and different challenges, but we're all still carrying the same mental load, trying to remember all the things, manage all the schedules, show up for everyone, keep the house running, handle work, handle all that life throws at you. So today I wanted to share the things that have really been helping me slow down and actually enjoy this season of life. And we're starting off with number one. Get clear on what actually matters to you. This season has honestly really forced me to ask myself, what do I actually want to remember? Because 5 years from now, I'm not going to care if the mulch was perfect, but I will remember those coffee dates with Ashley, playing basketball with Michael and watching him improve every day, those art nights with Kaylee, those walks with Russell, the birthday traditions, the late night talks. So really get honest about your priorities and identify what your non-negotiables are. Ask yourself, what memories am I trying to create in this season of life? Number two, stop treating everything like it has equal importance. Not everything deserves the same level of energy. Some things are life-giving. Some things are just noise. And I really had to learn how to separate what actually matters from what just feels urgent at the time. And I say this all the time. When you identify your priorities in your day and in your week, it makes it so much easier in this space. Number three, protect your boundaries like your peace depends on it. Because honestly, sometimes it does. Work has been completely stressful lately, and I've definitely felt my boundaries getting blurry. I've been working later than I want to. I've been letting work creep into my personal time too much, but I still have a cutoff. I close the laptop, I stop checking emails, I go outside and play basketball with Michael, I sit down for dinner with whoever is home and will sit down with me. I protect my weekends as much as I can because work will always ask for more. But your kids are growing up, and that season, it doesn't wait. And honestly, I'm plugging it again. Grab my Boundaries Made Simple guide. This is your first step to getting so much firmer with your boundaries, because setting boundaries is one of the biggest things that has helped me protect my peace and create that work-life balance. Number 4, cut out the extras. I've had to really look at my capacity this year, and there were things that I simply could not give my all to anymore. So I had to take a step back. I stepped down as a Girl Scout leader. I stepped down from my business networking board. I am no longer on the PTA. I cut out a lot of volunteering, which made me sad because I love giving back. But I also know that there are people stepping into those spaces that I had to step out to, and they're helping to, putting in their time. So it made me feel a little better about it. And when I have the capacity again someday, I can always return to those things. But right now, my focus needed to shift. And honestly, I think that this podcast is one of the ways that I still give back to my community in this season. I still volunteer sometimes when I can easily jump in here and there without making any long-term commitments, because that's usually my problem. I usually sign up for something that requires a big commitment, but now I just kind of pop in when they need someone for like an hour or 2 or 3. Ashley and I just recently volunteered at the community pantry in our town, and I absolutely loved it, but I realized that I just can't say yes to everything in this season. Number 5, delegate where you can. There is no reason that you need to be carrying everything by yourself. So try to spread that physical and mental load around. Your kids can help, your spouse can help, the people around you can help. I say it all the time. And get mom friends, build your village. I have an episode on that. Carpool, swap babysitting. There's so many things you can do to get help. Which brings us to number 6, outsource what you can. There are just some things that I no longer have the bandwidth for and I'm willing to spend the money on, like getting a cleaning person, landscaping, painting projects, food shopping sometimes, meal prep shortcuts. And honestly, I used to feel guilty about outsourcing things, but exhausted moms don't enjoy life. Supported moms do. So if it's within your budget, this is an area where you buy your time back. And finally, number 7, revisit the tools that already work for you. We're constantly searching for new answers, new systems, new routines, when honestly, sometimes the answer is returning to what already helped us before. For me lately, it's been going for walks, listening to music, and having little dance parties by myself in the kitchen, trying to eat healthier, getting firmer with those boundaries, slowing down, connecting with my kids and my friends, getting stronger in my faith, getting fresh air. And most importantly, cutting back on social media, which I'm doing a whole episode on this soon. And honestly, even listening to my own podcast again, because sometimes we don't need brand new answers. We just need reminders, because life, it's moving too fast, faster than you think it is. And I don't say this to create fear or to make you upset. I say it because I think so many of us are waiting for this someday to slow down and actually enjoy our lives. Someday when work calms down, someday when life feels less chaotic, someday when the kids are older. But life, it's happening right now, in the basketball games, in the coffee dates, in the birthday balloons, in the walks, the messy moments, the late night conversations. These moments matter. So this week, I just want to challenge you to slow down enough to actually experience the life while you're living it. Protect your peace, simplify where you can, say no to the things that don't really matter, and make room for the stuff that does, because these moments, they matter. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Life Career Life with Carrie Pat. Before you go, if you found this podcast helpful, I would be so grateful if you would take a minute, go on over to iTunes and leave me a review. If you have other stressed out mamas in your life that you feel this podcast could help, take a screenshot of this episode, post it on your Instagram stories and tag me, and let them know that they are not alone and they can create balance in their life too. If there's a topic you'd like me to cover or you just want to connect, DM me on Instagram at mom.wife.career.life. Or come on over and hang out in our free Facebook community, Work-Life Balance for Working Moms. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Life Career Life with Carrie Pat.